fuck talking. Ain't no chit chat, you touch mine, just fuck yours. Get my lick back, we pulled up and doubled down. Yeah, we hit back, then party hard and drink up, nigga.
What up, what up, what up?
Yo, what's good with it?
So, it was great hanging out with your ass this weekend and chilling with you. The Annie was popping. And
Absolutely, man.
all of you motherfuckers in the comments, y'all should have been there because he was acting a fool on the microphone, running around. Crazy.
Most definitely. I enjoyed myself thoroughly. A little too much because I'm sipping some tea and some honey and some lemon. My voice it's shot. It's coming back, but it's shot.
I bet it is all that yelling you was doing.
Yeah. 2 days straight, man. 10 plus hours. I ain't got no more energy left in me, man. But what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Kick Stands Down. It's your main man, Trouble, aka Left Lane Bully. Who you be?
You already know it's the one and only, that one guy, Frost, coming at you. You know, we try to give you that show every week. Sometimes we miss it, you know, biker scheduling and all that bullshit. So we was almost late tonight. We pulled it off at the last minute and was able to be on time. We forgot about the change in time. Bro, when I left the clubhouse the other night, let me tell you, it was 1 o'clock. I looked back at my phone and it's 3 o'clock. I was like, the clock said fuck 2 altogether. All right. I end up getting home. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, there's no way. Ain't no way.
So
But
you got home at 5. My DJ don't know how to shut up. So he didn't stop playing till after 5:30. Yeah, that part. So I'm sitting in the clubhouse just like begging for him to stop. Like at this point, I'm on the mic. I tell everybody to be quiet. I get him to stop the music. And I say, hey, listen, good job. It's time to go. Okay? It's time to go bye-bye. What up, Miss Bolden? How are you? Red, what up?
got to show out whenever I'm not there to see it.
Hey, look, he was more than welcome to pull up. He's more than welcome.
Now, she
What
hung
up,
out with
Marlon?
my little sister and, you know, did the aunt thing, stayed at home and played auntie to the kids and let them have a good time.
I got you. I got you. So what we on tonight, man?
You know, we got a very, very, very special guest yet again. You know, we always trying to show out for y'all, bring the best of the best on here. So tonight we have a gentleman who has his own show, his own TikTok, his own YouTube, Facebook, all that. And let me not even get into the good stuff. Like, he's an author yet again. You know, everybody we bring on here shows out and they are a jack of all trades. And I love it. So why don't you hit everybody with that disclaimer and we'll get the guest on here and see what he got to say.
Most definitely. Hey, CP, you already know I got you next go round. Matter of fact, I got you live and in person. I'm coming to your crib. We're gonna handle the business. But like I said, welcome to Kick Stands Down. People watching live, or the people going to catch the pre-recorded show. This is a show about our thoughts and opinions only. Has nothing to do with our prospective clubs and who we may or may not support, associate with, whatever the case may be. Once again, this is Kick Stands Down. Our thoughts and opinions only. Let's rock out.
Not to mention, that goes for our guests as well. It don't matter what their
Absolutely.
perspective, current, old club, none of that stuff is. None of that matters. We are speaking on personal experiences and personal opinions. Personal,
And
not
excuse,
club related.
nah, but excuse the, I told y'all, man, this weekend was
Yeah,
crazy. If you
he's kind
missed
of
it,
hoarse because he was singing and dancing and screaming and acting a fool all weekend long.
all weekend. So if you missed it, you missed it. I think I lost 7 pounds. I just got on the scale. And I'm back in the gym. So you get another chance to see your boy live. I'll let you know. I drop some stuff on personal pages. I drop some stuff on Kickstands Down. So, hey, listen, we're going up this year. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's get him on the stage and see what our guest has to say and let him introduce himself. By the way, everybody, yeah, I'm back with my hat. I found another one. So I lost that one down in Florida. I was sad. But here goes our guest. Who might you be, sir?
Hey, how are you? My name's Bob, and I got channels on all those social medias, Biker News Canada, and I try to focus on the community events and all the good stuff, you know, the riding clubs and people like that put on.
So,
Go ahead, bro.
go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
Nah, so Bob, I haven't had a chance to actually reach out to you. Been ripping and running, man. But I'm trying to catch up today, and I noticed that you had already sent me a request. So that's my apologies, man. But I was catching up on some of the things that you got going on. So you said that you do biker news, but you do it on what's really going on, right? As far as events, I seen on your TikTok you actually talk about somebody that the Willie School, right? They were doing the Willies and stuff like that. So what got you into podcasting?
So the podcasting came along. I retired from the club I was in. I was in a club here in Canada, you know, one of the big ones. And I retired like 20 some years ago. So along the way, I wrote a book, changed all the names, changed the club names, changed the people's names, but wrote a book about my time and what I did in the club. Not necessarily what the club did, but what I did in the club, right? So I ended up stumbling into Mike Ball and Black Dragon, and they said, hey, do a channel. So here I am. I did the channel.
Nice, nice. And you said that you were in a club, you're not anymore, so you're actually retired from the club life. Well, hey, I'm gonna stop right there because we have a question for you. It's in the audience. The question is, do you still ride?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I got me a street glide.
You got your street glide. Come on, man. What that street glide do for you?
You know what? I came off with Dynev, and I kind of like the.
Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. But that's not the only bike that you have, right? Yeah, more.
No, that's all I got for right now. Yeah, yeah.
I got you. I got you. So I do got a question for you then. So you said over 20 years ago, so that's gonna put you around 35, 40, right?
Or
So what made you actually like leave the set but still be a part of the set? Is it your passion or is it just something else?
yeah. So see, that's a lot. That's a convoluted story. So we all ended up on charge all together, and kind of the one way to get your stuff dealt with was to retire from the club for the better of who's still in the club. So that's what we did. So for 20 years, I kicked around. I didn't really talk to too many guys from the club, the guys from my chapter and stuff like that, and kind of stayed away from it. Even sold all my bikes and everything, right? And I thought, you know what? It's time to write a book. So I wrote the book.
And the title of that book, just so everyone knows, is right down there in that little white box below his name, One Night at the Playpen. You can get it on one of the biggest online stores. I don't know if we could say their name or not, but it starts with an A. Everybody knows the website. Go over there, check it out. I got the pleasure of being his first United States review. And let me tell you, it's fire. It's a good read.
And the book's one of those things that's kind of controversial with my old guys too. So, you know what I mean? It kind of shook some people up a little bit. So I
We
did it.
love the controversy over here, man.
Oh, geez. Yeah. I was, you know, getting called names online and all that, right? Which kind of bummed me out, but I don't know what else to do about it.
we've been called from A to Z. That's what bikers do. The one thing that we will not stand for is being called a gang, because we are clubs. We are not gangs. We are family. My hat says family. It does not say gang. It does not say club. It does not say anything, because that's what we see ourselves as a family. And
Yeah,
that's what we're here to change, that
exactly.
perspective.
So in my book, it kind of, because I was doing scuzzy things, right? It is what it is. I've been arrested, did my time, it's over. But so it kind of made me not look, maybe bikers don't look that great. So I'm writing another book as we speak, and it's about the good stuff about being in a bike club.
And I don't know if you caught it back around Christmas time or not, but we did a toy drive with another club called the Guardian Riders. And shout out to them and Nitro over there, who happened to come on the show with us and everything. And, you know, they helped us put together a toy drive for some kids. We was able to get some boxes of some presents out to everybody, and that was great. So there's a lot of good stuff like that. Bike washes, feeding the community, feeding the homeless, all that stuff. And people don't want to mention that on public record because it's not drama filled.
It
They
goes
want
together.
the drama.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I find, enough stuff in Canada to do a show every day and mention about 3-4 events daily. So there's tons of it going on.
So let me ask you this: in Canada, right? What kind of rules and regulations do you have up there as far as the biker community? Um, is it pretty much ran the same way? If you know anything about, the lower states, is it pretty much ran the same way? Or like as far as blessings, as far as, standing up and all of that good stuff? Can you just run it out real quick for me?
Yeah, it's all the same. So that kind of around when I was in the club, we were having a shift over in power, and now everything's settled down now, and it is how it is. And so now they have bike associations, and the dominant gives you a yes or a no, and all the rest of that. Even with the riding clubs,
Is the set separated up there like it is here?
as in race.
Yeah, like we got a black set and a white set for like bike week and stuff, like at Myrtle Beach, Daytona Beach, all the different bike weeks and stuff. They got the white bike week, and then they got the black bike week.
See, I think we've only got like one black club in Canada. And I reached out to them a little bit and asked if they wanted to be on a show. And they said, no, 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 we're just doing our thing. And we just don't, we don't want to draw attention. I said, that's cool. That's cool. I can't even remember their name.
Are they a diamond holder or just a 99?
I was trying to get a look at their patch. I don't know, man. I think that maybe they're 1%ers. But again, I'm not 100% on it. So I don't want to talk out of turn.
We understand completely.
But yeah, I offered them to, but my thing's not really a big thing yet. So it is what it is.
So with this book that you have out now, um, can you touch on it just a little bit? I don't want to like give it away. I want the viewers to actually, and myself, to actually have a chance to do the read and be supportive. But if you were to give a brief summary, um, what would a person like myself who hasn't had a chance to read it, what would I be expecting to get out of this read?
It was quite a ride. It was a wild ride, and it's got everything from when I met the guys and then started hanging around with them and then started that stage and all the way through. And then, it goes pretty quick sometimes. By the time we were done, I was in charge of our chapter. So it was like boom, real fast. I went overseas for a while and helped bring a club overseas in our club. That was really cool. They took me in and they kept me for 8 months. What a great bunch of people, man. That's true brothers.
Absolutely. So wait a minute, man. Are we the club that you were a part of, am I understanding that's an international club?
Yeah.
Wow. Now that's a
There,
good experience because you're not just like around, the states. I would love to have that.
Yeah.
I would love to travel like that.
you actually chill with some of his U.S. brothers, so it's a big club and it's out there.
Okay. Okay. All right. Enough said. I got you.
And just out of respect to the club is why I don't mention who it is. I think that's probably the best way to approach this sort of thing.
We love that. Like the way that we do it, there's certain clubs, that don't mind us mentioning them. Like you heard me say, Guardian Riders.
Yeah,
They're out here doing good stuff. They're not got all the bad publicity. Publicity. There we go. I'll say it right.
yeah.
And they don't have none of that coming towards them. So they don't mind getting a shout out and stuff. And we're trying to promote that unity. And I don't know if you pay attention to a lot of the stuff going on here in the States or not, but the Black Set just had a big ordeal where everybody unified, and it was great.
We're
Uh,
party on the weekend.
Back in Proc,
Yeah.
and then they did the Daytona Beach stuff and everything, and it's just been seeing that unity on a set is great. And I love it because that's helping promote what we're trying to promote, and that's clubs, family. It's about being together, being part of this community, keeping that history alive.
Some of the stuff you read in the paper, it's like it's hard to say if they'll ever get that sort of thing in the other big clubs, right? They seem to like to push them back and forth on each other and stuff.
Absolutely. My bad. I was muted. I was about to say something, but I was muted. Whatever. Uh, so let me ask you this: married,
Nope, divorce.
divorced, good job. And I'm just playing. I'm just playing. It was a joke. It was a joke. But you have any kids?
Yeah, two of them.
Are they riders as well?
They're with me.
They live with you.
Yeah. My daughter's in early 20s, and my son's like 19.
Okay, nice. And do they ride? Are they a part of the set, or do they just ride, or they don't partake?
I took my daughter for her first bike ride on the back of mine last summer near the end of the, and she loved it. Loved it. She's like, now I know I get so excited every time because now for me it's a big thing to pull the bike out and go for a ride. Because it used to be an everyday thing. It's just what you did, and now it's a big deal to me, right? Get found some buddies to ride with, and there's no grief and there's no BS at the end of the stop or any of that. We just go ride around.
That's what's up. So I did hear you say something that doesn't happen down here, right? You said even the RCs have to get a blessing. Is that to my understanding?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's different down here because riding clubs don't really have to get a blessing as long as they abide by certain rules and regulations. So could you explain that? Like, okay? So are they getting a blessing to actually support, or they just getting a blessing to be able to move?
I think both, kind of, right? So I was doing some stories about some RCs, and some political nonsense popped up about who I used to be with. And they said to kind of put them on hold, don't put their stuff up for a minute until they get it straightened. And I was like, oh, that's kind of strange. And they kind of said, the bigger guys were talking about you and they want to make sure that you're not around anymore with your old outfit and all that, right? So
Right,
I was
right. That's interesting. I'm sorry. Go.
I said I was surprised by that. Actually, I thought that they just do what they do.
Yeah, that's to my understanding because I mean, like I'm preaching to the choir, but to our guests who may or may not know how to even get started, you should if you don't kick stands down because we've talked about it. But RC is just exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're not bothering anybody. They might be weekend riders. You know what I'm saying? One of our big brothers, reverb is killing me. One of our big brothers usually likes to say Walmart riders a lot. I'm pretty sure you know who says that. But yeah, that's interesting though. So let me ask you this then. So coming from, let's just say you were still in your club, right? So coming from Canada, crossing the state line, have you experienced any controversy as far as if you're actually wearing your colors and you want to leave Canada to come to the states, or would you like put them in your saddlebags? And it looks like we lost Frost, but he'll be back. Would you would you have to like do any kind of different protocol in order to cross the state line, or did you have any particular protocol that you had to do to actually go from Canada to overseas to visit and partake and things of that nature?
Oh yeah, from going on in an airplane, basically you gotta put your patch in your luggage, right? Because you're not wearing it anyway. You're not on a bike or in a clubhouse. That was the two places, right? And then it was funny when I first got in the club, full patch on my bike, crossed from Canada into the States. The guy asked where I was going. I told him. He said, "Have a good weekend." I rode on by. After 9/11, same deal, no criminal record, so I was good to cross. I got stopped in that little room and questioned for an hour and a half. So
So I guess what you're saying is personnel plays a key.
I think so. Maybe because I started, he was
Now,
asking.
when you crossed, did you cross in your colors?
Yeah, I did on my bike with my patch on. Yeah, they let me on by.
So the reason why I asked is because a few moons ago, I can't say many moons because it wasn't, but a few moons ago, I rode my sports bike up through Detroit and I crossed over into Canada. Now I was fine. They asked what the visit was for, of course, and I just told them it was sightseeing. So of course, got you're in colors, so you look a little suspect. Now I was fine. My bike was perfectly fine. My brother's bike was perfectly fine. But my other brother he had a Harley, but it didn't have saddlebags. So my other brother had bags. He didn't have bags, and he's the one that got had to sit down in the interrogation room for an hour. Yeah, I was confused about that because I was like, why wouldn't? And we were just sitting out there, watching everybody go by, and I'm just like, okay, did he have some in his record that he didn't tell us? Because for some reason we can't get in here.
Well,
But after about a good hour and 15 minutes, we were able to get across. And I mean, I just stayed in Ontario because I didn't want to go too far. I can't really read the signs.
it's a big old country anyway. There's only like one big interstate that goes through the whole province.
95.
But yeah, it turns into 95 on that side. Yeah, 401 on our side.
Yep.
And it goes all the way to Montreal. That's the only big highway like that, a couple around Toronto.
The first time I ever came up in a cage, man, let me tell you, we was on 95 and we're going up and we was going all the way up to Montreal, and that's north of Ontario. So as we're going up, there was a blizzard out of nowhere and we were stuck on the road
Sitting
for
there.
for a couple of hours, dude. I was mad. Oh my gosh, I was mad.
And see, it doesn't even barely snow up here anymore, man. We had guys riding at Christmas and guys are out riding right now.
Is that right? So what's considered? So since you brought that up, the snow part. So your months are they just like down here, or is it different? So you got your summer, spring, winter, falls, or do you have one longer than the other?
Well, winter used to be like 4 or 5 months, You put the bike away in October and you weren't looking at it again till April. Nowadays, like I say, you can ride pretty much year round up here. Just January was the only month in the whole year that nobody got out. But no, it's not warming up.
Yeah, right. It's just just like down here then, I guess, because NC is sometimey. I mean, I believe she's bipolar because this weekend I didn't need a hoodie, but going to work this morning, I had to put one on. And then this afternoon, I'm back to what I'm wearing now. So it's sometimey down here, man. You don't know which season you're in most of the time.
It is North Carolina is a bipolar, hormonal female when it comes to the weather. And to all the sisters out there, I love y'all. I ain't trying to be mean, but it's the truth because you never know what mood the weather's gonna be in. Like he said, this morning it was cold. I ain't even gonna lie. When my kids missed the bus, I had to take them to school, and when I was taking them to school, it was cold. And then this afternoon, if you follow me on Facebook, you seen I was outside grilling, and I was outside in shorts and a t-shirt. But this morning, I could have used some layers, and I was in a cage taking them to school. It was chilly.
How far down it's
Definitely.
like halfway?
Do what?
How far down the country is South Carolina? Like halfway or more south?
No, for us, we're in North Carolina. I'm at western part of North Carolina, like at the Blue Ridge Parkway and the mountains and everything. I'm right at the foothills. I'm probably like an hour away from South Carolina, 45 minutes, something like that. Um, but I can be in Tennessee in about the same amount of time, or Virginia, depending on which direction I'm going in. But it'll take me 4 hours to get over to Trouble on the eastern side of North Carolina.
Hey, wow. See, we get like the same weather as Chicago. So whatever's doing in Chicago today, it's doing here tomorrow.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it. So I'm gonna keep that in mind when I'm traveling.
Yeah. Well, it always goes east, right, from the west, or it does up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, it also don't just go by that Trouble, because I'll tell you right now, he's lying to you. It goes by which part of Canada you're going into. So you can go up through New York, and it's going to be completely different than if you cross over by Chicago or Detroit or Cleveland, whichever way you decide to go, because you can cross right over Lake Erie and be in Canada too.
Yeah.
So it all depends on which city you're going from, that you got to watch the weather. But yeah, if you go from the state that's southeast from it, then that's what it's going to be up there in the like northwest from where you're at.
Like it snows like crazy in Buffalo, New York, but we don't see that. When they got all snowed in and they had to shovel out the stadium and all that, I didn't see a bit of that.
Yeah, like Red said, as far as North Carolina goes, we're about halfway down on the east coast of the U.S.
Yeah. So you're probably getting all the same crap we are. So you got to put your bikes away?
No,
Some people do. Some people
I
do.
don't.
Me and
I
Trouble are controversial over that. We don't believe in a riding season. He's actually seen videos of me out riding in the snow and everything else. I don't believe in that. Some people do. I'm the type of bro that if I'm out and it starts raining, if I don't have a duster, I'm finding a bridge or a gas station or something, and I'll crash on the bike for a couple of hours until the storm passes over, or it lets up enough for me to be able to ride again.
Yeah, see, I don't. When you're in the club, you got no choice. You're riding, right? When they say go, you go. That's the whole deal. I don't miss some of those rides. I remember coming through and torrential downpour. Oh, we ever gonna get home?
But you've earned your stripes, though. You've been doing you had been doing it for a while. So, like he was saying, we had a show about that riding season or whatever, and I don't really believe in it because I'd rather ride when it's a little bit cooler out because there's less traffic. Um, you don't get as many people outside when it's colder outside. They kind of want to stick on the inside, and then for a club aspect, right? if you're looking for some future brothers, or if you have a co-ed club, brothers and sisters, or if you're a female rider, you have a your sister club or whatever, you're gonna want those people that's out there, right? That are not ragged up, they don't have any colors. You're gonna want those because it's like they're gonna ride you around anyway. You won't get a surprise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, we had lots of guys that they came along. It's like, oh, does this guy even know how to ride? You know what I mean? You're behind him on your bike, pushing him forward so he can keep up. It was crazy. Yeah, we had all.
Absolutely. Is there? I can't remember. Is there a time difference?
No,
Not for where he's at.
Okay.
is that Mike?
Mike Ball.
Mike,
Yeah.
how are you, bro?
Yeah, so Red's got a question in the comments. How are the co-ed clubs up there?
See, and that's one thing. Unless it's a riding club, it's not around that I know of. But there's some serious female motorcycle clubs, not diamonds, but three piecers, right?
Yeah.
And they're pretty serious about what they're doing.
Hey, I've met some females. I ain't gonna lie. Some females that I've met will put some men to shame because they will put them miles on that bike. They will ride in that weather, and I got to give the ladies credit where credit's due. There's plenty of ladies out there that will hop on some twos, and not just as a backpack. Shout out to all the backpacks out there. We love y'all too. We just like riding solo a little bit more, which is exactly why I taught Red how to ride her own bike so I could get her off of mine.
Oh yeah.
Hey Mike, I think you remember. I know you remember. Somebody had asked that question, and I can't remember if it was on Black Dragon's show or was it on.
It was
I
on one
can't
of the
remember.
roundtable episodes where I
That's
think
what it was.
everybody was on there. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
The
they was
Diamond
talking about
females.
the diamond females. Yeah, but to my understanding, Mike, somebody said there was one out there, right? But I don't recall. I don't recall how the episode went. But according to your answer right now, here is no time limit anywhere. Mike, funny. Yeah.
I don't remember how it ended either. I don't think they came to a consensus, did they?
As far as okay, so if I'm wrong, I apologize to any of the viewers. I could be, but if I'm not mistaken, they did throw on a diamond, but it didn't last very long at all. Um, whether or not they got to keep it, like I said, I could be mistaken, but I believe that no, there's not any.
Yeah, it was a very controversial show because somebody had said, I can't remember, but somebody had said that they had seen one, but then somebody else said that he didn't and it didn't exist. But then I think it was more or less the kudos that certain particular females get for riding harder than, some guys in the MC. What happened?
Red
I
said, "I
shot that
shine
like a
like bright like a diamond."
yeah.
Mike Balls said, "That's right, Red."
So, Omer, what up, boy? He said, female riders get the utmost respect from me because of the lack of respect they get from a lot of men riders. I like the way that you worded that.
Yeah.
A lot of them do put in major miles per year. And he's correct because there's a club here. When I first started the set about a little over 7 years ago, but when I first got introduced to the set, right, and I was doing my probationary period, I kept running into a set of females on hogs, and you know they got their setup. I'm just like, yo, I see them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Never knew really who they were until I received, or not received, excuse me, I earned my patches and I was able to get out more and mingle more. So what he said right there is absolutely correct. Me personally, I don't look at a female rider as less than. I'm gonna be real with you. You know how to ride a bike, and you a female. You can handle that thing. That's sexy to me. Come here. Come here. Because it ain't nothing like, you know, holding your own, man. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, they riding, I ain't gonna say riding with the big dogs. They just riding big dogs. You know, like the Harleys, the Bobbers, whatever you want to do. And some of them on that track will do it to you too.
Yeah, I've seen the photos on their accounts. They got beautiful Harleys. They're not messing around. Nice, nice bikes.
Is that right, Mike? I always say if
You
she
know,
rides,
Mike can't
she's
handle
too
that.
hardcore for me. Really?
That's
Mike would be like, "I'm a cyborg, baby. I can handle anything."
Right. That's crazy. So we've knocked out. All right. So we've knocked out crossing your state lines, right? What you have ran into. We've asked about protocol and everything like that. So it's still basically the same. The only thing that's different as far as protocol, I would say, is the RC blessing because they don't have to do it down here. Um,
maybe it's because they were three-piece patch RCs.
that's the only reason. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, yeah, definitely. Then I get
Yeah,
it.
'cause there's other ones that just are like a group, and it's all one thing, and they just do
Solo
it.
patch.
Like saying,
I said the solo patch to just one piece
yeah,
patch.
yeah, the one piece thing. I think they just go ahead and do what they're doing. So they're weekend guys anyway, right?
Oh yeah. See, Mike said chicks love scars.
Mike's crazy, man. And then he gonna throw the leg out. Yo, stop. If he was
Yeah.
here, he'd probably take the leg.
So for those of you that don't know, I want to give Mike a shout out real quick because this man did go down. He did lose his leg. He just had his third ampuversary, if I said that right. And he is back on twos, back doing the thing. He is not only, representing and doing all the stuff on the social media that people know about, but he's actually doing this stuff on, okay, I did say it right. So he's actually doing the stuff on the set. This man flew down to Brazil and the turnout was ridiculous. He's thrown up the video a few times on his shows, and let me tell you, watching that video, that's a crazy turnout. They got the world record. It was like 6,000 bikes, but that wasn't even all of them that was there. That was just the ones that actually could figure out how to register. Altogether, they're talking about like 10 to 12,000 bikes.
Wow,
Oh, 6546 registered bikes.
insane.
Hey, insane is the key word. Shout it out.
Heck yeah, what a pun.
You want to know the crazy part? So, the crazy part is when he was talking about this the other day on the show. No, I think it was TikTok. I'm not sure. It was either YouTube or TikTok. But him and BD was doing a show. And them two, everybody knows their credentials,
Yeah,
right? If you are a real biker, you know the credentials of those two. And somebody called them wannabes on the show.
I saw that one.
And whenever they said wannabes on the show, BD's face was priceless. But Mike was like, all right, yeah, I'll show you what a wannabe is. He done threw up all kinds of stuff. I was like, yo, see, that's having the receipts, which is what we say,
Yeah,
having them receipts. You always got to have your receipts. But at the end of the day, I've also said, if you ain't got the credentials to question me, get the hell out my face. Because I don't even want to hear from you if you ain't got them credentials yourself.
and it's so easy online, right? But the other stuff he does that I really respect him for is he helps other amputees, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I was going through TikTok last night. There was a guy, same deal. T-bone, lost his leg, Where's the patch? Blah, blah, blah. I ended up on a trike, back on the saddle. So I gave him Mike's TikTok thing, right? So they can get a hold of each other.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
So we do have a question for you.
Cool.
How big are some of the turnouts of the events up that way?
Like the biker rallies and stuff.
Yeah, like the rallies, the events, all that kind of stuff. How is it up there compared to down here?
I went to, like, they have a big thing in a small town every Friday the 13th called Port Dover. And I went down there last year, end of the summer. There's probably about 10,000 bikes or so. It was all right.
Heck yeah, that's a good turnout. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was the pun. Me and Bob got it fast, but that was the pun we was talking about when you was like insane. We was like, how ironic it was. Insane, insane wheels, insane amputee.
Yep.
Mike does something else too. He does the that just came out, the TV network, right?
The Easy Way TV network. Yes, he does. And I actually spoke to him about that. That's actually, they are doing a lot of stuff over there. That is a big come up. It does, have a price tag with it, but from everything that comes with it, if you can afford it, that's a good turnout. Yep, see, Easy Way TV.
Yep.
And yep, like Heather said, world record.
Most definitely.
Look, Mike
My
Ball
bad.
is the only world record holder that is also still called a wannabe. You gotta love your fucking haters.
They called him a wannabe. Wait a minute, what did I miss? I had to step away. What happened?
Yeah, so the other day on the show, BD and Mike Ball got called wannabes on the show.
By a real person or by AI?
Yeah, by a person in the chat.
Yeah, right.
Shut up, lying. For real.
And then
I
Mike
missed
threw
it.
up 1,000 receipts. Like, nah, I got this picture, this video, this world record. BD does this and this and this and this. Yeah, we're wannabes. I was like, yo, y'all
That's
killed
crazy.
him
Hey,
over
look,
there.
the hate is real, man. And that's another thing that I do like about this lane. Not only do, I try to pound it well, but you have like several different avenues that you can actually venture out in, right? So, for example, we started off as trying to learn the culture. Did we not? We all started off trying to learn the culture. We all started off riding. Nobody thought about club life per se. I know I didn't. I was against it. Got into it, and now we're doing a whole different spin off of actually riding. We're actually sitting down. We're talking about it. I would have never met you, Bob. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for this platform, if it wasn't for thinking outside the box, if it wasn't for Frost actually having the idea to set this up, you know what I'm saying, and then having me as, the co-host to help push the thought pattern that he had years ago, you know what I'm saying? So everything is crazy. Not because I love you. All right. Everything is crazy that how it comes together. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would have thought years ago we'll have a platform that I'll be speaking to you while you're in Canada at your house and I'm in North Carolina, wherever said place at my house. And it's clear like this. Hi guys, you know what I'm saying? Subscribers and everything. Like, it's crazy when you start thinking about what you're doing. Like, I know, like, for example, Mike, exactly, dope, right? For example, Mike, after your accident, did you think you would be who you are right now? Probably not. I answer it for you. Bob, when you got finished with, said club, right? Did you think you'll have the opportunities to write and do all of this other stuff? Or did you just think that, oh, well, that part of my life is done with?
Yeah,
You
man.
know what I mean?
Do what you think, right? Especially when I didn't really hang around or nothing. And then even when I started doing videos and stuff, I was like just trying to sell a book. And then I can do better than just sell a book. I can better than just say, buy this book. It's got this and it's got that in it. And then I started looking around at these riding clubs. I went down to that big bike fest and I saw these riding clubs, and they weren't around when I was around. They just didn't exist. I was like, wow, there's this people and those people, and like there was tons of them. So then I joined all these Facebook groups, and now I get all their events that are coming up. And so that's what I do my shows about.
So we got a question down here. Does the social media or media in general, let's put it that way, portray MCs as gangs the same way that they do here? Like, is the reputation for a biker extremely poor the way it is in the States?
Absolutely. The cops, when they do a news story on them on the newspaper or whatever, the thing is they're an OMG. It's like they're not a G, period, man. But that's in every story, just to keep the public away, right?
How has it changed over the years? So you have a lot of experience up there on the set, and things have changed dramatically here in the States throughout the years. We know that based on everything here in the States, everything started because of the Hollister riots, as far as the diamonds and all that, and the outlaw portion of everything. So up there, when did biking or being a biker, being a club member, actually take off up there? Because I'm not gonna lie, man, I've ridden in some cold weather, but y'all's stuff is, back in the day it was ridiculous. I know you said it don't get like that anymore, but back in the day it was ridiculous.
Oh yeah, you couldn't ride no bikes back even when I started. 20 some years ago, you couldn't ride your bike. And we had one brother. You always got the one brother, right? He would do the beer run on his classic, and he'd do what he had to do. Just so he didn't have to call nobody. Yeah.
Yep, that's me.
He was like every year, bro. He was great, man. And unfortunately, he's gone now. Rest his soul. And that's the other thing. Most of the guys that I was in my chapter with, except for one or two, like the guys who were there already when I came, have passed over the years, right? So that was the other reason I was kind of waiting on the book for so long, just because, they're past. It's kind of one of them things, you can't get nobody in trouble if they're already, So that's how I looked at that one.
So whenever it did get cold like that and y'all was putting the bikes away, how much of a riding season did y'all used to get, as people like to call it here in the States, a riding season?
April, October.
October?
Yeah.
Until when?
Yeah, no, we got them out in April. We put them away in October.
Oh, so from April to October?
Yeah. But back when I was around, it was a thing, a rule, right?
Yeah, and back when you was around, it was just the mainstream clubs up your way.
Yeah, and a couple smaller ones, right?
Yeah, a couple that popped up because the big ones came and made noise.
Well, there was one original club in Canada that started like in the late 60s, right? And he made it a diamond club, and he had chapters all through the province I'm in. And then over the years, they kind of went different ways. Different chapters went to other clubs. So there's a lot of controversy up here for a while.
Mike said 6 months of riding, that sucks.
That's it, man. It did suck.
I said, not everyone's in Cali, fool.
Yeah.
Miss Lissa from all the other channels, who has been a major supporter, especially for BD, is down here saying, haven't you heard real bikers ride all year round?
Like I say, we can now, man. Except for, I can't believe how much changed over the years. It's only been 20 years since I started riding, or 30, I guess.
So in the off time, because this is another great question. Look at Red coming with all the good questions tonight. So when it was off season, did you guys still get together and have events and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. See, our chapter was real tight, so every Friday and Saturday we were all together at the clubhouse and bringing our supporters over and all that stuff. So yeah, it was weekly from Thursday till Sunday.
You know, it's crazy that if you don't know, Red's my wife.
Okay.
So it's crazy that the wife of the biker is hitting the bikers with all the great biker questions. And we've actually got bikers on here and in the chat that's not getting these questions. Now,
She's
you
here.
did say you're writing another book for, the better perspective of things. Do you have a title for that one ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna call it "The Good Things About Being in a 1% Club" because I wrote it about a 1% club, but it applies to every club, right? That the press won't tell you. So I get into things like, obviously the family brotherhood. You're always gonna write about that. Then the stuff like, if you're together and you're business minded, you might have some business opportunities with your brothers. Don't expect it, but it might fall in your lap, right? Different things like that. And because most bikers, it's better to be self employed, right?
Yep.
For staying up with the club and making sure you got an income. So I write about that. And I'm probably the first to ever say being in the club is good for your mental health.
And I'm
Oh,
glad you
yeah.
said that, Bob. Because guess what? There's a thing that I like to do on my personal Facebook page at Easy Thoughts. Easy with the Z, the letter E, the letter Z, and thoughts with the Z, right? Every first Monday of the month, I do mental health Mondays. You know what I'm saying? It's just a check in. I'm not licensed to do it, but I'm a human being like you are. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like to, I talk to everyone, but I like to definitely be a voice of reasoning for the guys because we hold it in too much. You know what I'm saying? But I talk to everybody. So what you just said is crazy that you said that because that's what that's what I'm trying to focus on this year and keep it going. Make it a thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like the whole set. It's a thing, right? I'll make it a thing.
We've had Brother Surf on here, and for those of you that don't know, Brother Surf is out of Chicago, and he is a cancer survivor, and he has a lot of supplements and healthy stuff that he helps people with physically. So we got Trouble over here doing the mental health. We've got uh, we've got Brother Surf over there doing the physical health. We've got me over here with all the bad habits and not listening to either one of them or what they advise. So, what's up, Ghost? See you down there. And, you know, um, I've got Bob stuff down here at the bottom. Biker News Canada on TikTok and Facebook. As far as YouTube goes, it's youtube.com/at the same way you do for our show at Kickstands Down. You go to Canadian Biker News. He's got that in his title up here with his name at Canadian Biker News. And right below that is the title of his book, One Night at the Playpen. Please, if you haven't done so, go read it because I promise you ain't going to regret it. It's a great story and it's very, very entertaining. It pulls you in and it's authentic. Okay? Authentic. That's what I love most about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And before we do what we do when we do it like nobody else can do it. Hey, Mike, when are you going to come up here? That's the question.
Yeah, he said he was coming on a while back and he never did yet.
But we're
But
not
he
trying to
said
call you out.
he's a huge fan of the book as well.
Yeah, we're not
So
trying to call you out. Back to Bob. Hey, Bob, he says you fan of your book. So I got a question for you. So the book is out. Um, do you have it? Do you have it on Audible as well, or you're not going down that path?
We haven't done the audible for it because the budget, right? But
Yeah, yeah.
guess who's offered to narrate the second book?
Come on
BD.
now.
BD.
I was just about to say that. Right, then we locked in. It's all good. The Audible's coming too. It's definitely gonna get there.
Yeah. So yeah, I just gotta finish it up, man.
Oh, hey, no worries. BD was doing. Uh, hey, Frost, help me out with the name. The social club one. Uh,
The Social Club Bible.
Bible.
wasn't it something else? A whole. It was a whole paraphrase, wasn't it?
Mike,
Social
Mike,
me
wasn't it?
too.
It was a paraphrase. But
Or
anyway, the reason
or
for me
Lissa.
saying that,
Lissa
or listen,
knows.
yeah, just remember to remind BD because she forgets stuff.
guy.
BD is all love. It's all love, Black Dragon. Just to let you know.
Always.
Make sure
But
you
yeah,
go
that was my reason.
follow, share, and like his page too over at Black Dragon Biker TV. Mike Balls at Insane Wheels. Archbishop over at The Diamond Effect. Big Bone at The Big Boneyard. Hollywood at Insane Throttles. Look, we give them shout outs. We have no problem doing that because, like we always say, the collaboration is at the top. Competition, that's for all them bottom feeders. We ain't about that life.
Absolutely. So we've been at it for almost an hour.
Do you
So
have any
we do
questions
things
for
different.
us, Bob?
What's that?
Okay, there we go. You got any questions for us?
Mm, nah, not that I can think of off the top of my head, bro. I wasn't expecting that question, bro.
I
I
told you
wasn't
we'll catch
either.
you off guard.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
There it goes.
Yeah.
Revival of Women's Social Club movement, lifting as we climb. I told you it was a paraphrase. I told you I couldn't remember it though. You
Yeah.
had to look it up too.
I guess that book so we can put a blurb on the back cover too. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah. But that was my reason for bringing it up because I was just saying like it doesn't matter how long it's going to take for you to actually finish it as long as you finish it, and that's with anything in life, right? It's life lessons. I mean, you start something, you finish it. Now, do we do it all the time? No, but we need to hold ourselves accountable and start doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We
Yep.
ain't worried about that.
It'll all come. Everything comes in time.
What's your question, Red? Because when I scrolled up, I don't see no questions. Oh, nope, sorry. One last question. Would you ever join an MC or an RC nowadays? If you had to do it all again, let's say you starting from scratch, would you still join the club life?
At the same age, the same point I was in my life then, yeah, I loved every minute of it.
What about now?
At my age, I don't think so, man. It's more for younger kids.
Man, I've seen probies older than you.
I've had probies that are older than me. No, not where I am in life now, right? My life's changed, so it's a different ballgame. I got my son I look after, right? So he's autistic in that, so I'm here for him.
Hey, look.
Absolutely, love and respect on that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
yeah. That became my full time.
And I
That's
don't blame you a bit. You
yeah,
know,
Not
family
one bit.
over everything.
yeah. And
Well said.
we're okay. We're doing okay together, so it's all good.
Mike Ball and Ghost Eagle said that they would. Miss Lissa said that she joined the club a year ago or so. Red said kids are number one. Mike Ball said kids are number one. Yeah, Ghost. That's a good question. You a gray beard like the rest of us. Would you still join now?
Especially starting out to start at this age. Ooh.
Yeah, but we ain't worried about that, Red. She said she joined a club.
It's all fun and games until the 4-day party and you're still behind the bar.
We got to shut Red down because if we give her some patches, the whole world is going to catch on fire.
Man, ain't nobody giving Red nothing. She gonna earn them things. I want to make a correction,
Nothing.
Red. I ain't giving you nothing. I'll give you a 5. Good job. Have at it. Good
Listen
evening,
said,
Miss
I know the
Lotus.
clubs. Good evening, Miss Lotus. And Ghost said, in a heartbeat, he loved the brotherhood, and he's not a political pansy.
I like that word. Everybody's piling in when it's time to go bye bye.
Yeah.
She said she put in her work. Thank you, sir.
So, excuse me. I'm sorry. Catch you on the road, babe.
So, are politics different up there than they are down here? That's
Mm,
one question we didn't ask.
no, the guys that don't like each other still don't like each other up here.
But as far as like the club politics, the officer positions, court, all that stuff inside the club still held the same as it is here?
Yeah, well, I can't speak for now, but when I was around, there's always those guys, right? Making moves around and doing whatever they're trying to get accomplished. But
The clique inside of the club?
you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
The guy who's like brother, and then behind your back.
Yep.
That guy.
We say, not all bros are your bros.
Exactly. And then
And you got to be selective.
that was the first thing I was told. You don't have to like everybody. Just got to love them.
And that's what it's about, man. I mean, we've talked about it, and a lot of other shows have talked about it. But at the end of the day, there's a line between brotherhood, brother, and bro. It's a line. And you just got to choose it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's from different walks of life. Nobody's, well, some people may be biological inside the same club, but for the most part, you're not going to find it. You know what I'm saying? So you pick and choose. You know what I'm saying? You pick and choose.
Ghost is a trip.
She said,
He said
Yeah.
Canada has to go to church and say "A" behind every word.
yeah, eh? Yeah, it's got to be the same in every club. I bet it's even the same in just like the riding clubs and stuff. There'll be always somebody who wants to advance themselves by however means necessary.
Absolutely.
And then when you
Look,
get
I came into the club world and I was like, look, this bro brought me in. I don't want to step on nobody's toes, blah, blah, blah. My national straight looked at me. He said, nah, you step on them toes. You do what you got to do. You trying to make your way and make the way for your bros as well. And, I like the politics. I do. Some people don't. I like the politics of the club. But at the end of the day, yes, like someone said, I think it was Mike Ball said, politics kills clubs. And it does if it's not done properly. You get a lot of big headed, egotistical people that can't put down their honor and their ego long enough to make sense of something, you're going to have them issues. But as long as you are doing what you got to do and for the betterment of the club, you will be okay.
yeah, and see, it was funny because as soon as I was allowed to go to an OM, I went to all of them. But half the time, it's the people that don't ask for the promotion that do the better job at whatever they're promoted to. You know what I mean? Instead of the guy that's gunning for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. It seems like the hard workers get the less opportunity, and the lazy ones get the great opportunity.
Yeah.
It always happens like that, bro. I don't know why though.
You had to put me in that little private chat and send me that message, and I got stuck and kicked out the room. You see what you did to me?
You've been getting kicked out all night. It's not
I'm
my
telling you,
fault.
it's Ghost's fault, man. Whenever Ghost is around, I get in trouble every time.
Hey, which part, Mike? You said you love when politics are get done correctly, like we saw earlier today. Are you talking about on BD show? Make sure your ego does not write a check. Your ice cannot cash in the club. You're right. You got a lot of talkers out here, not a whole lot of walkers. You got a whole lot of outwoods. If I was in that situation, but then you get put in that situation, and I mean, I would, but what I'm saying is, it's a difference.
Look, I have a saying too, and y'all know because y'all love to hear me say it.
All right.
I keep getting it thrown in my face all the time. And it's if you can't make a difference without your patches, you can't make a difference without that officer position, you're not gonna make a difference with it. I'm sorry, but if you can't make a difference without it, you're not gonna make a difference with it.
Yeah, and there's tons of different ways you can make a difference in your club. You can start with your chapter and make your place look better and all just little things, right?
Be the fullback patched member that you want your prospect to be. If you're sitting there and you're drilling your prospect and you're doing it properly, you want to be the member that that prospect wants to be. So you want to be the guy that you want him to be. And that's the way I see it. You are never done learning, you're never done prospecting, you're always working for the club regardless. So why not do what is needed to better for the next generation? We have, come a long way. We really have since all this started. But it's been passed down generation to generation to generation, just like everything else in life. So, I mean, the new guys, we got to keep some traditions alive. We got to keep all that alive. Is being put out bad as serious up there as it is down here?
Yeah, I think so, right? I never experienced it, so I think so. But it's funny, sometimes you put out bad in one outfit and you see them starting up with the next outfit. Like, didn't you call them people and see what happened?
Yeah, that's where the politics aren't getting used properly.
That's when the ego comes in. Oh, no, it was not that. And you want the member, you want the guy, you see something or whatever.
Yep. And Ghost said the patch does not make the person makes the patch. Your honor, your strength, your power, your drive is what is going to help the club grow. And, that is one of the wisest things I've ever heard Ghost say. I think he stole that from somebody.
Yeah, it's all true, isn't it? And it's weird now because I'm 20 some years out and talking about this sort of thing. And it's like clear. I don't know if it was so clear then. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sometimes it's easier from the outside looking in.
Do you still get the same love and respect?
No, not really, just from some of the guys, but I kind of distanced myself on purpose, so I don't really expect too much either.
He said, I cannot prove that he stole that from anyone. And
Yeah, that's funny.
Ghost might have just had a wise moment.
But they were calling Mike Dwight.
Mike the Wise, you're right. You can't do that.
Yeah, no matter what, I watch your show every day, even if I got to watch, not the live version. I like to watch it.
Yeah, I've been doing the same thing. I do a lot of binge watching on podcasts because my thing is I'm a driver, right? So if I miss it when it's time for it to come on, I'll just catch it tomorrow because I got all day. I got 8 to 10 hours to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So and not literally watch it, but listen to it. I don't know who's watching this podcast, so I gotta correct that.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, you feel me? My manager could be up here being nosy
No,
on
that's
YouTube.
He said, I'm
How am
old
I?
for a reason. I've been around the moon many times and I've learned. Leave it to Ghost.
Most definitely, most definitely. But you got anything else, bro?
No, I think we've pretty much kept them on here. Um, Man, I will say on behalf of Kickstands Down, we would we'll love to have you back anytime you want to come back. Let us know. Um, Everybody, pay attention to the ticker at the bottom of the screen real quick because the stuff's just now coming around.
Yep.
Biker News Canada on TikTok and Facebook, and on YouTube, it's at Canadian Biker News. Also, remember to go to the website, the one that starts with an A that we don't have permission to say the name of, and get that book, One Night at the Playpen, down there in the little white box right there below his name. Oops, sorry. His name. So, make sure you do that. Like, share, subscribe, all the channels, all the platforms for all the people that we speak on. And don't be like Ghost and get banned from Fake Book, as he called it. And he's banned every time I turn around. I think I've seen him on Facebook once in the years that I've known him.
That's crazy.
There you
But
guys.
yeah, Bob, we do. We do it a little different here, man. So our guests are very important because you use your time, your patience, your consideration to actually come up here, spend an hour or more, and speak your piece, speak your truth. So we like to let you be the last person to actually close out the show, right? So I want to start mine. Hey, Mike, you're right. It is kind of bad, but we do it all the time, right? So let's just say allegedly we're watching podcasts while we're driving, allegedly. But I appreciate everybody for tuning in to another successful episode of Kickstands Down. Remember, each one teach one. I stole that. But I didn't still remember that fake love is worse than real hate. So love each other, teach each other something, man. Be safe out here on these highways and byways. I can't wait to reach out to some newer clubs and things of that nature that I've never been to. Bring kickstands down up that way. Hopefully, we can do something live up there, over there, down there, wherever. Hit us up in our email. And yeah, your boy Go on Trouble, aka Left Lane Bully. I'm out of here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess it's down to me since he just jumped. So, it's that one guy, Frost, that guy, Frost, on Facebook, and Kickstands Down on just about every platform you can think of. So, we are working on expanding even more. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of the Kickstands Down community. And thank you, Brother Bob from Biker News Canada, or Canadian Biker News if you're looking them up on YouTube, for being here tonight. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, brother. I loved it. All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching me. It was my first interview. A little bit nervous, a little bit dry-throated, but I want to really thank our Kickstands Down for having me. Love and respect, and I'll see you soon.
I'm going in. We don't do all of that talking, but we going in. Yeah, everything's the goal, and I'm on the end. Gangsta, 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 where I begin.